It's 1 a.m. in the morning, and your brain is bringing most random thoughts that it's not letting you sleep, so you be like, okay, no more thoughts, let me just go ahead and sleep. Then your brain be like, we sleep, but sleep, is it like temporary death? Is it exactly like we sleep, or does the guardian angel comes to pick us from the grave? So we mostly had a thought on this, right? It's all a mystery until we die. So what does science has to say about this? Well, science isn't sure too about what really happens. But thousands of people have come back from after death or near-death situations. So we can find our answer from them. But before we go through their story, hit that subscribe button and join us for more cool videos. When the heart stops, all life processes go out because there is blood getting to brain or other organs. And we become lifeless and motionless. That's when the doctor used the word passed away or dead. But the doctor, who has authored several studies and books on the subject of death, said there is a mental process which has left survivors of near-death experience longing for death again. Dr. Parnia, who has brought thousands of patients back from the brink, said, "When we die, that experience is not unpleasant for the vast majority of people. For those of us who die naturally, even if we were in pain before we die, the process of death becomes very comfortable, it is very blissful and peaceful. People describe a sensation of a bright, warm, welcoming light that draws people towards it. They describe a sensation of experiencing their deceased relatives, almost as if they have come to welcome them. They often say that they didn't want to come back to life. In many cases, it is so comfortable, and it is like a magnet that draws them that they don't want to come back. A lot of people describe a sensation of separating from themselves and watching doctors and nurses working on them. However, Dr. Parnia says there are scientific explanations for these reactions and says seeing people is not evidence of the afterlife, but more likely the brain just scanning itself as a survival technique. Thanks to modern technology and science, death does not have to be limited to philosophy and religion, but it can be explored through science. Well, Dr. Parnia says these are some kind of reaction that takes place in the body. Here's the actual answer. There's a man who clinically died for 3 whole minutes, and what he said was surprising. There is no white lights or angels. And this is really what happens when you die. Reddit user Pornographic took to the social news aggregator site to tell his tale of what happened to him when he died. He became ill in a foreign country and was forced to go on a ketogenic, no-carb diet that ended up destroying the lining of his stomach. As a result, he suffered from nausea and was vomiting to the point that he suffered severe dehydration. After checking himself into in his native Canada, he was kept in hospital for a few days. But during his stay, disaster struck with his body, rejecting the IV and hydration. My veins were flat and was unaware that my arm was not taking any of it. His illness eventually got the better of him and everything went black. He said, "I didn't see any white light or angels and didn't hear any voices. I could see, but I didn't have a body. It was like I was on another planet. When I looked down I saw sand and there was very shallow water. It was like an endless shore. The water was probably an inch or two high, but the best way I could describe it is when you walk on the very shallow end of the shore of a beach and that shallow end is just endless, like the water never got deeper or any shallower. When I looked up the sky was purple, there wasn't a sun. The only thing lighting the skies were these blue rays of light with a tinge of yellow on the sides. The feeling was so foreign to me. It just felt like every single problem I had and every single issue, no matter how big or how small, was just gone. It was all gone. Every single care I had was all gone. Like the weight of the world was completely lifted off my shoulders. I just existed. It felt like everything was going to be okay and I didn't have to worry about a single thing. It was what I imagined what the peace was like to the full extent. It felt amazing. This was going on for what felt like hours and I was happy. As medics battled to save his life, he said. I felt this falling feeling. Everything went black and I just felt like I was falling faster and faster. Then all of a sudden there was a huge snap, like my whole body vibrated, like when you pull back a ruler and let it go. That's when I started feeling everything again. All the worries and the sadness. I felt really sad. I felt the pain again." He posted his story on Reddit, and there are many who heard of the same experience with other. What I thought was there would be angels and other interesting stuff. Well, if you learned something new today, what are waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join us.